Welcome back to NB Media and Content. In today's video, I'll be featuring the 2023 Subaru Crosstrek. This is the replacement for the Subaru XV, and it's the kind of car you should consider if you're looking at things like the Toyota Corolla Cross, the Hyundai Kona, and the Mazda CX-30. It has a price range from just under 35 and 45,000 Australian dollars, and that's before on-road costs. And in this video, I'll be telling you everything you need to know about it. I'll go for its model grades, options and specifications, talk about the exterior design, interior features, I'll see how practical it is, and lastly, I'll take it for a drive. The Crosstrek is offered in either a petrol or a hybrid, and the entry-level L specification gets things like dual zone climate control, LED headlights and 17-inch alloys. However, if you step up to the R model grade, that includes things like 18-inch alloys, Subaru's Vision Assist, a panoramic 360-degree monitor, premium cloth seats that can be heated and electronically controlled, or you can go for the variant I'm showing you, which is the top specification S grade, and that will get you things like leather, Harman Kardon speakers, a sunroof and pedestrian alert system. And there are two model grades for the hybrid variants, the L and the S. And lastly, I'd like to mention Vale Subaru. They have lent me this Crosstrek demonstrator for me to showcase for you today. They have stock arriving in the near future, as well as a professional sales team, and they are located in the Southern Highlands. If you would like to get in contact with them, I've linked their details in the description below, but for now, let's continue on with the tour. Okay, the design of the new Crosstrek. It does have a rugged identity. You can spot those design elements on the lower cladding, on the lower parts of the bumper bars. It's also worth mentioning the Crosstrek has 220mm of front ground clearance, so you can clear small obstacles if you do decide to take this on muddy terrains or rough surfaces. Other key features to point out: it has front LED headlights with LED daytime running lights, 18-inch wheels, roof rails and LED rear combination lights. There are 10 exterior colours to choose from, and this example I am showing you is finished in Sunblaze Pearl. Now I'd like to hear your feedback on the design, but for now let's move on to the interior. Okay, first impressions inside the new Crosstrek. In terms of its design, it's very similar to the latest generation Outback and WRX, so that means the interior does feel premium, and the overall quality materials feel very durable. So if you do decide to take this off-road, or if you have kids, everything feels like it will last a very long time. So all the materials up here are soft to the touch. You have this carbon effect, and on the doors you have this squidgy material which feels really nice. In terms of its driving position, the steering offers both tilt and reach adjustment, and you have a clear view of your surroundings and that raised driving position to give you a lot of confidence behind the wheel. And if you step up to this S model grade, it features a power sunroof, a Harman Kardon stereo system, leather accented seats which are very comfortable. They can be electronically adjusted in 8 ways for the driver with the additional lumbar support, and both the driver and passenger have heated seats. Moving on to infotainment, it all runs off this 11.6-inch tablet display, and I'm going to run you through its features. Okay, this is the home layout. As you can see, everything is nice and responsive, easy to read. You have physical knobs and buttons for the volume, tuner, and the climate control. You could control the fan speed with the touchscreen here, and you have a sub-menu with radio, navigation, fuel consumption, and your X mode. On this model grade, it does have inbuilt satellite navigation, as well as FM, AM, and digital radio, and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. If I go into the menu, as you can see, you can set up the car on how you want to drive it, so you can change the X mode, as well as this shortcut menu up here. In terms of safety, it comes standard with Subaru's EyeSight driver assist technology, a driver monitoring system, and Subaru's Vision Assist, which includes a blind spot monitor, lane change assist, rear cross traffic alerts, and on the R and S model grades it features a 360 camera. So pressing this button you can go through all of the car's angles, and if I just flick it into reverse, we can see it has a top view camera, front view camera, front and rear parking sensors, and you can change the view on what you want to see. If I draw your attention to the front, it features an analog gauge cluster with a 4.2-inch digital display, and you can control the menu layout pressing the steering wheel buttons, going through its fuel consumption, different drive modes, radio. It does offer you plenty of information to swipe through, and down here are the buttons for the Subaru Intelligent Drive. So there are 2 different drive modes you can select depending on how you drive the vehicle. On the right side, your radar cruise control settings, so you can select the distance for the radar, the cruise control and speed limiter, or the steering assist function. And on the left side it features your audio and Bluetooth controls, and it does come with voice recognition.
Please say a command.
And lastly, practicality. The glove box is a decent size, as well as the centre storage, which goes down really deep. You have 2 cup holders in the centre, a spot for a mobile phone and a wireless charging pad up front with an auxiliary, a USB-A and a USB-C port, and on the doors some side bins as well as a large bottle holder. The first thing you are going to notice in the back seats, being a Subaru product, when you open the doors, you can see the Crosstrek features structural support between the door and the body to keep rear passengers safe. When you do get comfortable in the back seats, as you can see, I've got good knee room, toe room, headroom, and for creature comforts, an armrest with 2 small cup holders and large bottle holders on the doors. And to keep devices charged, a USB-C and a USB-A port. On the passenger seat, a mat pocket. And for baby seats, the Crosstrek has 2 ISOFIX points on the 2 outboard seats, and right behind me, 3 top tether points. However, it is worth mentioning there is a transmission tunnel in the centre here because the Crosstrek is all-wheel drive, but if I just sit in the middle seat and demonstrate, I'm a full-size adult and I've still got plenty of headroom, knee room, and toe room's okay for a short journey, but for a car of this class, it is very spacious. Okay, in the boot of the Subaru Crosstrek, as you can see, it has 291 litres of capacity, which I think is pretty decent for a car of this class, and considering this is all-wheel drive and it does have the temporary spare wheel underneath the floor. Other things you'll find are some tie-down hooks, 2 cup holders on either side of the boot, and if you do require some more space, you can fold the seats down into a 60-40 split quite easily. So overall, I think the Crosstrek is pretty practical and spacious for a car of this class. Now let's move on to the powertrain. I've laid out all of the key information on the screen, but I'll run you through the basics. The Crosstrek comes with a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty and 5 years roadside assistance. Under the bonnet, the Crosstrek features a 2-litre 4-cylinder boxer engine. It produces 115 kilowatts and 196 newton-meters of torque. Power is sent to all 4 wheels thanks to Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive system, and it's powered by a Linguatronic CVT transmission with a simulated manual mode, and it does feature Subaru's X-Drives. Okay, first impressions behind the wheel of the new Crosstrek. Now, what makes this car unique compared to other competitors? Well, you do have Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive, so around the corners that will give you a lot of confidence, especially in the countryside. That will also be useful if you come across rough terrain or muddy driveways, as this can do a little bit of light off-roading. And in terms of fuel consumption, I've averaged around 7.4 to 7.5 litres per 100, and that's pretty impressive considering the manufacturer's claim is 7.2 litres. And out on the open road, it's got decent acceleration for a car of this class. The Crosstrek is based on the latest generation Subaru Impreza, which is currently not on sale yet in Australia, only in the United States. But I think this feels just as refined as a Subaru Outback. However, compared to the Outback, this does feel a lot more lighter, a lot more nimble to drive. And currently I'm on a little bit of a rough surface, so as you can see with the camera quality, the ride isn't too bad at all. It's very smooth, soaking up the bumps really well. Seats are extremely comfortable. It's got a great sound system. You get a lot of driver assistance features, a lot of safety assistance features. But I think for a car in this price range, it offers good performance, good fuel economy. It is easy to drive, and it does have that raised driving position everybody loves, but it doesn't feel like a big car to drive. So that's my driving experience of the new Crosstrek. Now let's wrap up the video with a verdict. So what is my final conclusion? Well, I've learnt that it's fairly fuel efficient, comfortable, spacious for this class of car, and it offers good standard features, especially if you go for this S model grade. And it is also more capable off-road than your average subcompact SUV. And overall, I think it offers great value for money for this type of car.